Join Black Westchester publisher Damon K. Jones for Wellness Wednesdays, your weekly guide to holistic health and spiritual well-being.
Conscious of their health, a willing a willing participant in their well-being. I think that's where we have to go, and I see a great opportunity with RFK because at least he aligns with some of these things we've just talked about.
Right, and for the record, everybody, we also understand this sister here, Angela also Brooks, the Democrat. She's a Democrat. She also received. We're gonna go. Everybody that has these questions that's going after him, right? He's like, brother's laughing. She received on Open Secrets. She received from health professionals $502,000 and $502,000 from health professionals. Then hospital and nursing homes, she's received another $209,000. Right? So she receives money from the industry. She receives money from people that need us on medication, that needs us sick to make money. Right? So she's on the payroll. Now we're gonna jump over to Mr. Bernie Sanders.
Yes, I was thinking about him.
oh, of course. We're gonna get into him too.
In the unusual and uncomfortable position of having to agree with Senator Cassidy's line of questioning. Mr. Kennedy, in an interview in July 2023, you stated, quote, "I do believe autism does come from vaccines." And you have, end of quote, and you have praised a gentleman named Andrew Wakefield for his research. What studies, you talk about the need to be science-based, get our information, good information to make decisions. What studies have you utilized to come to the conclusion that vaccines cause autism?
I'm happy to sit down with you.
No, please, just answer me now.
I mean, look at the Mawson study, Senator.
The what? Yeah,
Mawson, just look at that study.
Yeah, I will, and that was published.
But I don't want to, I wouldn't rest on a single study.
Right.
All studies can be better.
Okay. Don't mean to be rude, I don't have a lot of time.
Just saying
you would not be, I just heard you say you could not be happier if you were proved wrong. Mr. Chairman, I asked to put into the record 16 studies done by scientists and doctors all over the world saying that vaccines do not cause autism. Are you happy with that objection?
Look at the IOM assessment of those 16 studies, Senator. The IOM has assessed them. But listen,
let me get to it. Don't have a lot of time. I apologize. I'm happy to talk to you at another time. Don't have a lot of time. Let's talk about COVID. And I just want clarity on the issue. Again, I apologize. You have to be brief. We don't have a lot of time. Scientists have estimated that the COVID vaccine saved 3 million lives. President Trump said the COVID vaccine was, quote, one of the great miracles of the ages, unquote. You have said the COVID vaccine was the deadliest vaccine ever made, end of quote. Was the COVID vaccine the deadliest vaccine ever made?
The reason I said that, Senator Sanders, is because there were more reports on the VAERS system, on the vaccine adverse event reporting system, which is the only surveillance system, that and VSafe. And there were more reports of injuries and deaths than any all other vaccines combined.
But was it the scientists said it saved 3 million?
According to VAERS, I don't know, because we don't have a good surveillance system.
So you disagree with the scientific community that...
I'm agnostic because we don't have the science to make that determination.
Really? Okay. Prescription drug prices in America, as you know.
And by the way, I think President Trump did an extraordinary job on warp speed because he wasn't just focusing on that one intervention, he was focusing on...
He called it a miracle, but you have cast doubts on its efficacy. All right, prescription drugs. If we're going to make America healthy, I agree with you that we need a revolution in the nature of food in America, physical exercise, etc. Very, very important. But there are people who are going to get sick, and they have to go to the doctor and find out why. 1 out of 4 Americans today cannot afford the prescription drugs their doctors prescribe because we pay by far the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. We made some progress under the Biden administration of negotiating prescription drug prices with pharma. First time that's ever happened. Now, yesterday you told me that the White House was going to issue something affirming their support for continuing those Medicare negotiations. Turned out not to be quite accurate. They came up with some bland statement, could have been written by pharma. Very specific questions. Do you believe and will you insist that Medicare continue to negotiate prices with the pharmaceutical industry so we can substantially lower prescription drug costs in America?
President Trump has made it very clear to me that he wants to negotiate.
Negotiate is a big word, Bobby. It's a big word.
It's the word you just used, Senator.
Yeah, but no, I use defend a particular law. Will you defend the law in the Inflation Reduction Act, which already is negotiating prescription drug prices?
President Trump wants us to negotiate drug pricing. He wants to lower drug prices.
So you're not telling me that you will defend the law that we passed, which has already had significant success?
Well, Congress, look, I'm going to comply with the law, Senator. Congress passed the law. I'm swearing an oath to the Constitution. I'm going to comply with the laws.
You're going to have a significant influence on healthcare policy if you are.
And I'm going to comply with the laws.
Let me just say this in conclusion, Chairman Cassidy. President Trump and Mr. Kennedy are quite right when they say that our system is broken. They're right. Our economic system today is broken. 3 people own more wealth than the bottom half of American society. Wages have been stagnant for American workers for 50 years. The economy is broken. You know what? Our political system is broken and corrupt. You have a handful of billionaires in both political parties who contribute huge amounts of money to elect candidates in this room throughout the United States Congress. That is a broken political system and a real threat to democracy. Our healthcare system is broken. And it's broken for some of the reasons that Mr. Kennedy indicated. We have not paid attention to the fact that we have massive amounts of chronic disease. We have not answered the question why in the richest country in the history of the world, our life expectancy is lower than it is in countries far poorer than we are. So I think in many ways, President Trump and Mr. Kennedy have asked some of the right questions. Problem is their answers will only make a bad situation worse. So let me ask Mr. Kennedy again. If we want to make America healthy, will you assure the American people that you will fight to do what every other major country on earth does, guarantee health care to every single American?
I'm going to make America healthier than other countries in the world right now.
Will you guarantee do what every other major country does? That's a simple question.
And by the way, Bernie, the problem of corruption is not just in the federal agencies, it's in Congress too. Almost all the members of this panel are accepting, including yourself, are accepting millions of dollars from the pharmaceutical industry.
No.
Protecting their interests.
Oh, I thought that would, no. I am the president like you. I got millions of contributions. They did not come from the executives, not one nickel of PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. They came from workers.
In 2020, you were the single largest.
Because I had contributions from workers all over this country. Workers, not a nickel from corporate.
You were the single largest acceptor of pharmaceutical dollars.
No, from workers in the industry.
1.5 million.
Yeah, out of 200 million. All right, but you have not answered, last question. You have not answered my question.
Mr. Chairman, we're 3 minutes.
How do we make America healthy if you don't guarantee health care?
We're literally 3 minutes over here now.
Well,
how long does it keep going? At some time, you're just battering the witness, Bernie.
Not battering the witness.
Yes, you are. And you're getting upset at him. You're going at him just like anybody.
Listen, that's a round of applause. You know, that was one of the best exchanges, because of the fact that, I respected Bernie, but I lost a lot of respect for him from that exchange because of the fact that, Bernie Sanders, brothers and sisters, I can't make it, I don't even know how to make it bigger, but this is Bernie Sanders, right? This is his 2020 cycle. So let's see. Health professionals, he received 3,738,529 from health professionals. Hospitals and nursing homes, 3,291,718. And I don't know what the insurance companies, 1 million. Well, that's enough. That's enough, right? So he needed close to $8 million. Close to $8 million. He's gotten from the health industry. Mm-hmm. So and for him, to quote these things and got a lot of money for it, man, RFK was on point.
I think fundamentally, people don't seem to understand the power and influence of money, right? Or political action committees. And they also don't understand that a politician's primary job is to get reelected. Okay? And so if you're not going to play ball with certain political action groups, political action committees, then they will fund your opponent.
Exactly.
So whereas people tend to partition themselves according to political party, right? I'm a Democrat, you're a Republican, blah, 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 you're independent. Political action committees don't care. They will use anybody. And so it doesn't matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat or even an independent, you're going to sing the tune that the people giving you the money want you to sing. And so this is one reason why politicians will tend to say one thing going in, and once in power, they'll sing a different song because they're answering to their real masters, who are the political action committees, the groups that gave them money. And so when you look at things from that perspective, my perspective is this, okay? I'm not so much interested in voting for a particular person as I am influencing them. Right. So let's come up, when we talk about Black health and Black positions and everything. Well, when was the last time we had a political action committee that said, okay, everybody, let's get every African American, Black American to give $5. Okay, that's gonna pack a punch. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at, the Republicans and Democrats, and we're gonna say, listen, these are the things that we need. Which of you can guarantee us your stance on most of these, the greatest number of these? And it may just be the Republicans on a lot of these issues, right? Because, just look at, funny enough, look at the support. I saw this recently. Black folks in Chicago are actually pro the position on removing the illegals because they had a couple of Black folks go on the news and say they were very happy that they were getting rid of these illegals. So we're not a monolith in the sense that everything the Democrats want, all Black people want.
Exactly.
Go to the hood, and you have people, and there have been people that have done this. They've gone to the hoods different parts of the country, spoken to blacks who would otherwise be perceived as being in those project areas and everything, and they run through the policies and they support Trump's policies. It's just when you put Trump's name on them, now all of a sudden it's like, well, I can't vote for him. It's like, but that's insane. That is insane. You should support a policy that benefits you. So that's what I think. I think that it would be wiser to have a political action committee, get enough black folks to give $5-10 to that political action committee, agree on positions that benefit us and only us, right? Just like the Asians do it, just like the Israeli AIPAC does it. I believe the Muslims have all of these people have a political action committee, and they're not thinking about us. They're not thinking about, somebody else, or another group. When they take their positions, they're thinking about themselves. When we give you this money, you're going to sing the song we want. We tell you to sing.
Exactly.
Right?
No. Listen, man, we might have to start one, man. Like, no. I'm serious because, I've been saying this a long time. We had at one time we had the Westchester what was it called? The Westchester Black Political Conference, and we did our first conference, and we had a panel. It was like it was from 11 to like 4, right? We had 2 panels, and the keynote speaker was Dr. Lenora Falani. She was the keynote speaker, and people got so scared. And black folks, we had more white people joining than black people. I was told that the black Democrats had a problem with what we were doing. It's like, why would you? Like, why would you have a problem with what you're doing, what we are doing? When we're supposed to, the only reason you have a problem with what we're doing is the outline and agenda that we had didn't match yours.
It didn't match yours, yeah. And
right? That's the only reason, because if we black people, right, what we want, we want jobs, we want economic development in our communities, we want reparations, we want a list of things. So the only way that you will have a problem with what this organization was doing is that our goals wasn't your goals.
Of course. I mean, that clearly that's the issue at hand. And so you now realize that just because somebody looks like you doesn't mean that they are looking after your best interest. Just because listen, if I only see you come election time, come election time, you want to come out and tell me how much you care about me and everything, then look, it's 2025 rather. I know the grift, okay? You're not going to string me along.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of Wellness Wednesdays. If this information resonated with you, please hit that like button and share with someone who needs to hear this message. Subscribe to Black Westchester's channel for more content focused on our community's well-being. Remember, while Damon is certified in holistic health and wellness coaching, always consult with your healthcare provider before making any changes to your health regimen. Your journey matters, and we are here to support you every Wednesday. Until next time, stay blessed, stay informed, and let's make health and wellness the new black.